It's your girl Anna Rozay and welcome back to my channel, baby. We have volume 2 of the Janeway Bun of Steel. We are doing this kind of style today with little swirly swirls on the side of the bun. First thing we're going to do is get right into it and section that hair right up, and then we're going to brush out the bottom that is hanging out. And you really want to just get it all nice and smooth out. So this is the same wig that I used for the first updo, and so I'm having to just kind of work out the kinks and the knots from that one, and kind of refresh her, because we did tease her all in the back and things like that. So now I'm just working that out a little bit, not taking it out from the root, but just making sure the ends are smooth. So you see, I'm gonna start clipping this hair up, and I'm just gonna start brushing each section out again because they were not to my liking initially. So as I smooth it, I clip it into that section, and then I keep going, and so on and so on. And that way, when I get ready to put it in a ponytail, she's all, smooth and in the right direction and ready to go. She's just, she's got her bags packed and she's ready to go on a journey. So here I'm about to go and take all of that hair that we've gathered up and put a hair tie around it and secure it in a ponytail. So I separate the ponytail at the base and then I push everything through, but as you'll see, it started to get a bit messy and tangled and jumbled. So I decided, let me just take this apart and start over. Sometimes you just gotta start over. I cut the elastic out just to make it easier, and I brush everything back, and then we try again. This time I'm gonna be a lot more conscious of like what hair I'm grabbing and what I'm pulling through, and try to keep all that hair as like contained as possible so it doesn't pull on other hair that shouldn't be coming through. Then I tighten it down at the base. You see how it makes it a bit tighter? It almost gives it kind of like the bottom of a heart, like a V shape. And all of that teasing is still in there, so it has a nice, airy, soft fluff to it. And I'm just kind of separating that with my comb and kind of fluffing it back out. It doesn't have to be super perfect. Remember that this is Janeway's hair that she's probably doing herself, which is crazy to think of, because you never see a barber or a salon area on the Voyager, as that was a much smaller ship than the Enterprise. The Enterprise it would make sense that they would have all those amenities. They had the space. So Janeway was wrapping this herself, which is insane. So I start taking the front sections down, and I'm incorporating that side section. I put a rubber band or an elastic on it, and I feed it through the base of the ponytail. So now it's hanging, all that loose hair is hanging with the first ponytail. See that? So I just kind of pin with some bobby pins, pin everything in place so it doesn't move too much. Then I do the same thing on the other side. And I tighten it as I need to, as I see if it's starting to get too loose and things like that. Now we're gonna start working in the crown. We're gonna tease up everything on the top of the head, so it has a nice pillowy volume to it. And as I do section by section, I'm gonna start feeding that hair through all the way through that little gap. That way everything is coming from the same point and joined together. Alright, and as I feed this last bit of hair from the front through that hole, you can start to see that Janeway silhouette take shape. I love it. I love it so much. Alright, so here I'm formulating how am I gonna engineer this bun, right? So my first thought was, let's get that main ponytail pinned up to the crown of the head, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting some bobby pins and just pinning, cross pinning, X pinning, making sure that it's getting through all the layers of hair and it's secure. I have to say, like, honestly, this light brown color is a really good synthetic color for Janeway. This is also, if you didn't watch the first video, this is a Astrea in light brown from Epic Cosplay. It's a great color. This hair just has, like I said in the other video, so much freaking hair. Like, it's ridiculous. But I mean, as a drag queen, as a cosplayer, when is too much hair really truly a problem? All right, so here I'm using a like a cut up donut filler bun thingy, and I'm kind of like shaped it into like a square padding, and I'm putting this in, and I'm thinking, maybe this will help give me like some structure to pin into, a bit of shape and whatnot, and keep everything nice and solid. I keep that back there, and I start finessing the front. But I'm gonna come back to that, and you'll see how I like quickly discover it. That's not what we're gonna do. I mean, you could stop here and you could have a really cute ponytail. I got the old school got to be out today, baby. I think I had just ran out of my aerogel. I need to get some more of that. Aerogel sponsor me, girl. I need some cointadas. I love your products. All right, so here I'm rolling that croissant. Is this the croissant? The other's the donut. This is the croissant. So I'm rolling that croissant shape-ish, croissant-ish. And I'm like, no, it's not looking right to me. It's not feeling right. It's not doing what I wanted to do. So I take that all the way out and I start, you know, brushing the hair again because I like my shit to be nice and smooth as much as possible, okay? Well, as a wig maker, as a wig stylist, whatever you want to call it, I do not like seeing like wigs that have been like highly teased and you can see all the teasing on the outer surface. It just looks so ugly to me, but that's just me. All right, so instead I took that donut and turned it back into more of a roll shape, which makes more sense, right? And then I, as you saw, rolled it up and started pinning it to the back of the head. And this is honestly, I feel like the easiest part of the tutorial. Once you get past this little roll of the bun, the rest is just kind of like looking at your reference and getting those little squiggles on the sides and things like that. It's almost like she has like infinity signs on the side of her croissant bun, kind of like filling up that space on the side. Swirls and whoops and doops. So here I'm just tacking those edges down. I'm taking like a U-pin, I think that's a U-pin, and my comb and smoothing those edges down, fanning them out gently so that there's as minimum of a gap as possible. Now I'm just trying to figure out, where do I want to put this hair? A lot of the times, you got to figure out where you want to put this hair. You have an idea of your end result, but getting there, the in-between, the actual practical styling is going to take some problem solving. It's going to take some thinking. And that's all hairstyling is half the time, is problem solving. Where am I going to put this? How am I going to dress it? How am I going to get it to stay? So here I'm starting to kind of map out the little swirls and curls that she has as like ornamentation on the side. I'm taking those shorter pieces from one of the mini ponytails that we shoved through that loop. Because the shorter ones will just work better because there's less hair to like swirl and place. And I'm just doing this with my hands mostly, adding a little hairspray and then combing that through the entire section just to smooth things out and give it some control so it's not going all over the place. And I'm sorry that you can't really see exactly because my big ass hands are in the way. I am gonna be working on getting like not a crane, but one of those camera armature things that can do like a top down or from my perspective or get the angles that I'm blocking. This is content we are learning together. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, watch me place this little curl. It's really quite simple. The hair already has curl in it from the previous style, so you shouldn't have to really go back through and curl anything. But if you do, just since this is a heat safe synthetic wig, this is for heat safe. Heat safe. Do not come in my comments telling me that you melted your wig because I told you to. That's not what I'm saying. Use a heat safe synthetic wig. If not this particular wig, make sure it's heat safe. Anyway, you can use a flat iron on a mid temperature, let's say 300, 250. But each heat safe synthetic wig should tell you what it is able to take as far as temperature. And you can just heat up the fibers and take a roller and wrap it around the roller, let it cool while it's in your hands, and then you have a curl again. Just a little quick tip with many disclaimers. Alright, so this is all I'm doing now for the remainder of the video, is really just placing strategically where I want this hair. I'm using hairspray as I comb it through, and I'm putting pearlized pins to hold the little squigglies in place, and also pinning them with bobby pins, but in a way where hopefully they don't show too much. Alright, so now we're splitting that remainder of hair, and we're taking one up and sliding it across the top of the bun, and just basically tucking it in that little like nook where the bun attaches to the rest of the wig. This will help hide that joint, that gap, and make everything seem one cohesive piece, and also get rid of this dangling hair. Gives it a place to live. This is your apartment now, baby. Pin and pin and pin. You see my little squiggle on the right hand side fell down. So my tip to you that I did not do, obviously, is do your squiggles last, your decorative pieces last, and get the remainder hair that you're not really using for anything hidden and tucked out the way. This is a better angle of me doing the swoop, so I guess you'll kind of see it better this time. But you see how I'm basically holding the curl in place and then sliding some bobby pins in to tack it down. I'm taking that last little bit of hair and making the second squiggle. Just trimming out those ends. They were looking a little ratty. And I know the bun is a little like jaunty, it's a little crooked. That's easily fixable. I grabbed it at some point, I think either, I don't know if it's on camera or not, and just kind of like shifted it with my hands to just even it out. Alright, and that's pretty much it. This is the conclusion of the Janeway Bun Volume 2 hair tutorial croissant and little infinity squiggle edition. That's what we're calling it. I know it's a long title. Don't come for me, okay? I put a hairnet on this bun in the final steps, so I would highly recommend a hairnet. A style this delicate is going to fare a lot better and last longer, and just be less of a headache with a hairnet. It basically becomes indestructible. If you need a tutorial on how to place a hairnet, let me know in the comments below. But it should be pretty easy. Alright, so that concludes our tutorial, our hair track for Janeway Volume 2. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below. Tag me in all of your recreations. I would love to see it. This is me meeting Sirach Lofton at the Star Trek convention back in September with this bun on. I lost my mind. I'd like to thank you all for sharing, subscribing, and supporting me along this journey. Keep it up. Spread this Janeway bun all over the interwebs. I'm gonna come back with another hair track. I'm working on Mariner right now, so hopefully I can get that done soon. So I will see you all in the next one. Anna Rozay out, baby.